For thousands of years, humankind has strived to create female characters that not only provide a valuable role model for women, but encourage everyone to be more responsible for him or herself. A female character that is not an object, but a character. And it's safe to say that we have done it, but not enough, I guess. You ever play a video game and notice that there are literally no female characters in the entire game? Well, I usually don't put much thought into it, but apparently, some people do. Why are there so few female characters in video games? Well, the way I see it, there are two reasons. First of all, most activities that you do in video games are usually male-dominated in real life, like shooting people. And I guess for more realistic games about shooting people, it isn't as easy to put women in. The other reason is because gaming is a male-dominated hobby, like how sewing and getting pregnant are more popular with women. But even when women are in video games, they are often more scantily clad and sexually objectified. They usually take secondary roles and there is a strong lack of female protagonists. And this splits people. Is it misogyny? Do gamers think women are just for sex? This makes people defensive. No, we're not sexist, the gamers say. Then why do all your female characters have big tits? The critics say back. One of the biggest aims of third-wave feminism is to eliminate unrealistic beauty standards for women. Magazines and advertisements always seem to present beautiful, skinny, scantily clad women that are heavily edited for the camera. And people don't like that. The constant image of a body so hard to achieve that people need to draw it or heavily Photoshop for it causes lots of women's serious self-esteem issues. Video games show a lot of hot booby ladies too. And if you remember a few years back Anita Sarkeesian, you might be familiar with this hot issue. I was never too bothered by video game women being sexualized, and even now, I don't really get too bothered by it. I usually just get slightly irritated when games don't even try to be subtle about it. See Xenoblade 2. Look at all the blades! Most of the females look pretty similar. They're wearing next to nothing, and they all look like young, fertile adult women. They're also your borderline slaves. Even Poppy, a unique design, evolves into a booby lady. The males, however, give off a much different vibe. There's only one that's remotely sexualized and one other that can be argued one way or the other. They want you to get off to Pirate, to Dahlia, to Cassandra. Percival and Wulfric? Not so much. Boreas?
Hey! What's the big idea?
It's really telling that there are 4 body types for blades. One is a big boy, a regular-sized boy, a feral boy, and then woman. This was a problem brought up in Overwatch. Yes, Overwatch, the game that was so progressive that it took an Afrofuturist stance by putting its fictional, amazing, peaceful city in Africa, and didn't realize how ironically racist that was. Our good old friend Anita Sarkeesian criticized how all the female characters at that point in development were the same body type, while the male characters were much, much more diverse. Why do female characters in games have the issue of looking the same? My theory is that it's due to the fact that most game developers happen to be male, and this takes me back to that stupid Diary of a Wimpy movie book I read back when I was 8. In the book, they mention that Jeff Kinney draws boys very differently and girls relatively similarly due to the fact that Greg Heffley is a younger male. He sees men through a much different paradigm than how he sees women, and it's because he's male. Men and women are different, and we naturally have a much clearer understanding of our own gender. For a young, presumably straight guy like Greg Heffley, he understands the struggles and confusions of other boys, but not so much of girls. That's why they kind of blend together and all look very similar. So if you aren't following me, men and women naturally see each other as reflections of ideal existences, but have more realistic perceptions of people of the same gender. So that's why men often draw females with big boobs. Sex sells as well, and since games are usually targeted at men, and straight people make up the majority of the population, you bet your finely tuned ass that there will be more sexy women on the cover of video games. Is it sexist? I don't think so. I guess it depends on your definition of sexism. If sexist is someone who disagrees with you, then yeah, it's sexist. I think it's provocative and it can go too far, but having attractive women isn't some sin for video games, or media for that matter. I think what we should do is encourage people to expand their definitions and visions of women, and include people of all shapes, sizes, and walks of life. But the pressure put on developers and artists isn't productive. I see myself get annoyed more than anything when it comes to blatant objectification of women. It's really an eye roll thing for me, because I'm not easily fooled by bait. But why even bait? Why is Zenobia completely fucking topless, except for that stupid thing around her neck? From my experiences, you don't need characters to be naked for everyone to want to have sex.